What is the legendary devil fruit of Elbaf that Loki ate? In chapter 1170, it was finally confirmed that Loki truly ate Elbaf's legendary devil fruit, but actually, we first learned about this information back in chapter 1130, where a giant mentioned that Elbaf has a legendary devil fruit that is passed down to each ruler of their nation. At some point in the past, Loki ate this devil fruit, and that event eventually led to the death of King Harald. Now, in the latest chapter, this information has finally been fully confirmed. Loki really did eat it. However, even in the latest manga chapter, Oda has not yet revealed the exact name or the appearance of this devil fruit, but what we did see is that Loki transformed, which strongly suggests that this devil fruit is a Zoan-type devil fruit. So in today's video, we will try to figure out what exact Zoan devil fruit Loki might have eaten. I will give you two mythological creatures that I believe could fit Loki's devil fruit. Our criteria is very simple and is based on the clues Oda gave us in the latest chapter. First, the devil fruit should match the silhouette that Oda revealed in one panel. Second, it must be a mythical Zoan, since we clearly saw Loki transform. If everything is clear, then let's begin. 1. Inu no Mi, model, Fenrir. First on our list, and the one I personally believe has a very high chance, is the Inu no Mi. This fits extremely well because in Norse mythology, Fenrir is the wolf that kills Odin, who is a king. This mirrors what we saw in the recent chapter, where Loki killed King Harald, the ruler of Elbaf. Another important point is that in Norse mythology, Fenrir was chained by the gods because they were afraid of how powerful and destructive he would become in the future. This perfectly parallels Loki's situation. We saw that Loki was chained to the tree of Adam, not because he was weak, but because the giants feared that he could destroy the world if he was ever released. Now, if we look at our first criteria, Fenrir still fits. The silhouette revealed by Oda has a wolf-like head, and Fenrir is, of course, a giant wolf. It's possible that Loki was using a hybrid form, which explains the strange shape of his body in that silhouette. Another interesting piece of evidence is Loki's tongue. If you look closely, when Loki was still a child, he never stuck his tongue out, but after he was fully introduced into the story as an adult, he constantly shows his tongue. Now here's where it gets interesting. In chapter 1142, when Oda revealed the nightmare monsters created from the imagination of giant children, one of those monsters was Fenrir. And just like Loki, Fenrir was also shown with its tongue sticking out from the side of its mouth. Even more, in the cover page of One Piece Color Walk 8, we can see a wolf with its tongue out, and its color is purple, which closely resembles Loki's hair color. Could this be Oda's foreshadowing of Loki's future devil fruit? It also makes sense because Elbaf is a snowy land, and Fenrir is often associated with cold, darkness, and destruction. Even the underworld where Loki is currently chained is shown as a frozen and desolate place. Because of all these connections, Fenrir has a very high chance of being Loki's devil fruit. Second devil fruits is Ryu no Mi, model, Nidhogg. Now let's move to the second possibility. This theory is connected to Ragnar the Hammer. In the recent chapter, it was revealed that Ragnar is actually a squirrel. In Norse mythology, the closest comparison to this squirrel is Ratatoskr. Ratatoskr is a squirrel that travels up and down the world tree, Yggdrasil, acting as a messenger between two beings, the eagle that lives at the top of the tree, and Nidhogg, the dragon that lives at the very bottom of the tree. Now here's the key connection. Loki is currently chained at the lowest part of the tree of Adam, which makes it very likely that he represents Nidhogg. Add to that the connection between Ratatoskr and Nidhogg, and compare it to Ragnar's connection to Loki, and suddenly, the Ryu no Mi becomes a very strong candidate. There is even more evidence. In chapter 1144, Nidhogg was introduced again as part of the imagination monsters of the giant children. In that chapter, Nidhogg released a lightning-based attack. And yes, we already know that Loki can use lightning. He used lightning when he attacked the Tree of Adam, and we also saw this power again when he attacked King Harald. At first, many fans believed that this lightning came from Ragnar the Hammer, since hammers are usually associated with lightning. But if you look closely at Loki's fight against Ragnar, we never once saw Ragnar release lightning. This strongly suggests that the lightning does not come from Ragnar, but instead comes from Loki himself, meaning it comes from his devil fruit. Because of this, it's very possible that Loki gained the ability to control lightning through his devil fruit, just like Nidhogg. Another small but interesting detail, in chapter 1142, among all the nightmare creatures shown, only two had their tongues sticking out, Fenrir and Nidhogg. And once again, this matches Loki's design. So for me, the chances are very high that Loki's devil fruit is either Inu no Mi or Ryu no Mi. These two mythical Zoan devil fruits fit the silhouette, the transformation, the lightning ability, the Norse mythology themes, and Loki's role in the story. Now I want to ask you, do these two devil fruits make sense to you? Or do you have another devil fruit in mind that could fit Loki even better? If you do, feel free to comment it down below, and let's discuss it together. And if you enjoyed today's topic, don't forget to hit the like button and of course, subscribe for more One Piece content. That's all for today.